The Mabari's stable for now, but not improving. Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
Is this the flower you're looking for?
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment. He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could.
What will happen to him now?
Let's give him a day or two to recover. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you.
I'm not sure I'd have time to care for him.
Huh, you'd be surprised. Could be the other way round. Mabari are supremely intelligent and they're excellent hunters and fighters. Come back after the battle and just... or take another look.
Ready.
Come, let's have a move on.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps? So long as you keep it quiet. Hello again. Is there something you need? Some... Hello again. Is there...
Welcome, young woman. Goodbye.
Back again? Don't the Grey Wardens need you? Off you go. I have preparations to make for the battle, and I won't be distracted.
So you returned from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Maybe we should tell you about Morrigan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had the scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
I am ready.
Excellent. You will need that courage to face what comes next.
Courage? How much danger are we in?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
I've come this far. I want to see this through.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Are all humans such cowards?
I only know that my wife is in Highever with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
You make a good point.
You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them?
Maybe
you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Let's get on with it, then.
We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
Maker's breath.
I am sorry, Davith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child.
There is
Had I
no
known...
turning back.
No, you ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry. But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
Nothing you said prepared me for that.
Such is what it takes to be a Grey Warden.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
What kind of meeting?
The king is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get mad, start crying. You'll feel bad and, well, it won't be pretty. If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting.
We can speak more
He might
after
get
the meeting
mad,
with the king.
start crying. You'll feel bad and, well...
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Cailan. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order.
I don't feel that special.
Oh, but you are. Every Grey Warden is needed now more than ever.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Cailan. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
You mean I won't be fighting in the battle?
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
You see? Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough! This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Galen. A glorious moment for us all.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
Where is this Tower of Ishal exactly?
The tower is on the other side of the gorge from the King's camp, the way we came when we arrived. You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
When do we light the beacon?
We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
What if the Archdemon appears?
We soil our drawers, that's what.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
How much time do we have?
The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour.
Can we join the battle afterwards?
Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
Are we in any danger?
Of course. Even the best laid plans go awry. So do what you must. I trust you both.
Just not enough to actually fight with the rest of you.
There will be plenty of battles, Alistair. Be patient.
I know what I have to do.
Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Let's just get to the tower. It may not be the most glamorous job, but we'd best not dawdle.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here. Archers! Hounds! For Ferelden!
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
Push them back! You will fall! Help me. They're everywhere. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
The Darkspawn came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves. Right.
Let's be silent now. It's a fight! How lovely! Brute!
Right then.
Father! So I shall.
All right.
My word!
My blood.
How delightful! Well, all right.
right.
And that!
And so I shall.
This is it!
Really injured here? Just so you know.
Direct me. Of course.
Injured? As in me? As in now?
Oh my!
My blood.
Why do they bother? You adore this. Yes?
There's so many! And that!
It's so darling the way you go on. Truly, it is.
And stay down.
And they won't hear a thing. See there? That's a trap. Ah, good.
And that!
You asked for it.
As you desire.
All right.
Take that!
No!
Maker.
On
You could have just given up, you
That's
know.
it.
My
There's
word!
so many! Yeah! Die!
What? Need help?
Take that! There's so many!
And so I shall. Well, all right. Let's be silent now.
There's so many!
Yes?
Take that! Cut them down!
And so I shall. How dare you! Well, all right.
Die!
So I shall.
For the Grey Wardens! Is that the best you've got?
Well, all right.
Stars.
My word!
I'm going to take a nap. That's
Bite. Ankles.
Lovely. Well, all right. And so I shall. They won't hear a thing.
Cut them down!
Yeah! Let's have at it!
I would like that.
Time to taste steel! All right, that's it! And stay down!
How wonderful. And so I shall.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here.
We tried telling them they're in the wrong place.
Right, because clearly this is all just a misunderstanding. We'll laugh about this later. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Taron Logain will be waiting for the signal.
Let's be silent now. Lovely. Ah, good. Well, all right. They won't hear a thing. Let's be silent now.
The History of the Chantry, Chapter 1. The First Blight devastated the Tevinter Imperium. Not only had the Darkspawn ravaged the countryside, but the Tevinter citizens had to face the fact that their own gods had turned against them. Dumat, the old god once known as the Dragon of Silence, had risen to silence the world. And despite the frenzied needs for help, the other old gods said nothing. People of the Imperium began to question their faith. Murdering priests and burning temples to punish their gods for not returning to help. In those days, even after the devastation of the First Blight, the Imperium stretched across the known world. Fringed with barbarian tribes, the Imperium was well prepared for invasions and attacks from without. Fitting then, the story of its downfall began from within. People of the far northern and eastern reaches of the Imperium rose up against their powerful overlords in rebellion. The Tevinter Magisters summoned demons to put down these small rebellions, leaving corpses to burn as examples to all who dare revolt. The Imperium began to tear itself apart from within, throngs of angry and disillusioned citizens doing what centuries of opposing armies could not. but the Medicers were confident in their power. They could not imagine surviving a blight only to be destroyed by their own subject. Even after the blight, Venter commanded an army larger than that of any other organization in Thedas. That army was scattered, and its morale dwindled. The ruin of the Venter was such that the honorary barbarians who had spread their clans and hold over the wilderness of the far southeast edge of the Imperium saw weakness in the area, and after an age of oppression, embarked on a campaign not only to free their own lands, but to bring down mighty Venter as well. The leaders of the blessed campaign were the great barbarian warlords, Apharath and his wife Andraste. Their dreams and ambitions would change the world forever. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar.
On it.
Yes?
Cut them down!
You need help?
I would like a trophy.
There's so many!
What a shame. Yes? Lovely.
This is it!
You could have just given up, you know.
Die!
My, what to do? Well, all right. They won't hear a thing.
At your order.
Cut them down!
As you desire. Now this should be amusing.
Ah!
What now? That is so unnecessary. Well, all right. Lovely.
Let's grab some glory! And back we go!
Away with you! Shall we go?
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
Let's be silent now. It appears we will need to fight the entire blight ourselves. Oh, I do adore this.
At your order. On it.
Oh, I see.
Right, mate. Down you go.
Oh, yes!
Fetch!
Oh, do adore this.
Take that!
How delightful! They won't hear a thing.
You need help?
That lever over there. It will release the hound. A bit more time.
Yes.
We need to get to the beacon. The king needs Loghain to charge.
What do we do now?
We must get to the top of the tower.
Of course.
Right.
Let's be silent now.
Die! Under!
Of course. Well, all right. And so I shall.
This is it!
Let's grab some glory!
Of course. And so I shall. As you desire. What now?
Right.
Direct me.
Right then.
For the Grey Wardens!
How delightful!
The beacon is over here. We've surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
Avard's Aegis. Avard was Mafarat's closest friend. They were children together in the same Avar clan. They fought side by side in so many battles that Mafarat helped them Avard the Aegis, better to have it aside than any shield. Mafarat brought Avard with him to meet his defenders. It was unthinkable to stand before his enemies without his Aegis. When he understood that Mafarat was giving Andraste over to be executed, Avard, unwilling to draw a sword against his friend and liege, placed himself between Andraste and the Winter soldiers. The Winter struck him down, and Mafarat left him for dead. But Aegis was not so easily destroyed. Avard lived and made his way gravely wounded to the gates of Minrafis. Stopped the execution. Too late, we found only the ashes of the prophet left to the wind and rain. When his fingers touched the ash, his ears filled with song, and he saw a vision of Andraste, dressed in cloth of starlight. She knelt at his side, saying, "Rise, eagles of the faith, the Maker shall never forget you so long as I remember." His wounds healed instantly, and with new strength Havad gathered up Andraste's remains and carried them safely back to the lands of the Alamar. After unknown. Ogre. Towering over the darkspawn kin, the massive ogres are a rare sight on the battlefield. Traditionally, they only appear during a blight, but some records claim that ogres have been spotted in the deep roads, hunting alone or in small groups. At least one report by the Grey Wardens claimed that an ogre was spotted alone in the Kokari Wilds in 919 Drag. Though it was weakened and easily dispatched, up to 100 of these creatures can accompany a darkspawn horde at any one time during a blight, often using the great strength to burst through fortifications and demolish the front lines of the opposing army. They use brute force to charge their enemies like bulls, slam the ground with their fists, shake enemies off their feet, and hurl giant rocks into the face of oncoming foes. Melee can be difficult against a giant that sledges a warrior up in one hand, crushing the life out of him, or beating him into oblivion with the other hand. The nimble can try to wiggle his way free, or an ally can attempt an array of stunning blows on an ogre to free the comrade in danger. Grey Warden lore urges caution when slaying an ogre, unless it is ensured that they have received a major wound to the head or the heart. It is possible that they're lying dormant and will regenerate to full health within a matter of minutes. During a blight, most Grey Wardens recommend burning all darkspawn fishes, dead ogres in particular. Offer unknown.
As you desire.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not—
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
Yes. Where am I?
Back in the wilds, of course. I am Morrigan, lest you have forgotten, and I have just bandaged your wounds. You are welcome, by the way. How does your memory fare? Do you remember Mother's rescue?
I remember being overwhelmed by darkspawn.
Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both live. The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
What happened to the Grey Wardens and the King?
All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
Were my injuries severe?
Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
Thank you for helping me, Morrigan.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
Why does your mother want to see me?
I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans.
I have some questions if you don't mind.
I do not mind. Take your time.
Are there any survivors besides us?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why? What's happening?
Are you sure you want me to describe it?
Yes, please.
I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and Darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why.
Why did Tan Logain abandon the king?
I do not know who this Logain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
Why did your mother save us?
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Much, much higher.
What a sensible attitude. Mother is seldom sensible, however.
How did she manage to rescue us exactly?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Are we safe here? Or the Darkspawn?
We are safe, for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
I think I've asked enough questions.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
Duncan, he was killed in battle against overwhelming numbers of Darkspawn at Ostagar, alongside King Kanan. Update to King Kanan Terran, he fell in battle alongside Duncan at Ostagar. Sir Catherine, some of us know what honor and loyalty are. Catherine came to Logain's service the hard way. She belonged to a poor family and was out doing work on the farm when she saw a man on horseback being attacked by several bandits. She rushed to his assistance and found out belatedly that the man she saved was none other than the great hero Logain. Though she was hardly more than a child, he took her in, offering her a position with his soldiers, and she climbed through the ranks through sheer determination, becoming the commander of Merrick's Shield, Logain's elite soldiers. It was the proudest moment of her life. During the battle at Ostagar, Logain MacTeer fled the field, leaving Kanan and the Grey Wardens to die.
Of course.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
Takes more than a few darkspawn to kill me.
Duncan's dead. The Grey Wardens. Even the King. They're all dead. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
I suppose we should thank you.
If you know what is good for you, I suppose you should.
Your Flemeth must be very old and powerful.
Must I? Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you, yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The King had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
What could the Tan hope to gain by betraying the King?
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still, I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the first king to gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al-Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war.
Al-Eamon, is this someone important?
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
What about those treaties Flemeth gave us?
See? There is a smart lass.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Al-Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Why not? Isn't that what Grey Wardens do?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Yes. Thank you for everything, Plymouth.
No, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens here, not I. Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears. Ha ha!
Thank you, but if Morgan doesn't wish to join us...
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Was this your idea all along?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. 'Tis not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
No, I prefer you speak your mind.
Ha! You will regret saying that.
Dear, sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
We need all the help we can get.
I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval.
Actually, I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Have you never been outside the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Tell me about this village to the north.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to Lothering then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
Are we going to get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I don't sense any Darkspawn.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
I have no more questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Mammoth, you are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Ages ago, legends say Ban Conobar took to wife a beautiful young woman who harbored a secret talent for magic. Mammoth of Higheaven, and for a time they lived happily, till the arrival of a young poet, Ossin, who captured the lady's heart with his verse. They turned to the chasing tribes for help and hid from Conobar's wrath in the wilds. The word came to them that Conobar lay dying. His last wish was to see Flamet's face one final time. The lovers returned, but it was a trap. Conobar killed Ossin and imprisoned Flamet in the highest tower of the castle. In grief and rage, Flamet worked a spell to summon a spirit into this world to wreak vengeance upon her husband. Vengeance he received, but not as she planned. The spirit took possession of her, turning Flamet into an abomination. A twisted, maddened creature. She slaughtered Conobar and all his men and fled back into the wilds. For 100 years Flamet plotted, stealing men from the chastened to sire monstrous daughters, horrific things that could kill a man with fear. These Kokari witches led an army of chastened from the wilds to strike at the Alamari tribes. They were defeated by the hero Cormac. Now the witches burned, so they say. But even now the wilders whisper that Flamet lives on in the moth, and she and her daughter steal those men who come from near. Morrigan's mother saved the lost Grey Wardens from death at the top of the tower of Ishal, but just who or what Flamet truly is a mystery. All Eamon Gwarin. Nobility does not exist without obligation. We owe all we have, even our lives, to our land and our people. As a maternal uncle of King Caelan, All Eamon is one of the king's most trusted advisors. Redcliffe, or another large or especially wealthy part of Ronan, is a critical strategic location. The fortress guards the western pass that leads to Orlais, as well as a major trade route with Orzammar. A well-respected man, though not the most charismatic, King Caelan once said of him, "My uncle Eamon is a man everyone thinks well of, when they remember to think of him at all." Morrigan. Her mother claims to be Flamet. If that's true, then Morrigan might well be a very powerful witch. The tales of the daughters of Flamet tell of twisted, monstrous women who kill a man with fear. It was made to accompany the surviving Grey Wardens, the payment, Flamet said, for saving their lives at the Tower of Ishal.
Are we in a hurry?
Of course.